up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today, we are going to be reacting to the story of how I became a single mom twice, not once. Why make the same mistake? Why learn from the first mistake? You might as well make it again. All right, let's hear this lady's story.
Today's going to be a very different subject. Y'all requested this many times. This is a story of how I became single. Back when I was 24 years old, I worked here in Bangkok at a hotel. And that's when I met Diana's father. He was also working at a hotel. We hit it off pretty well. Everything was great. The first year was really fun. We went for adventures, whatnot. That doesn't matter. That's not the whole point of the story, is it? Anyways, the second year of our relationship, we started fighting like crazy. And I kind of felt like, yeah, this isn't going to work out because this is becoming pretty toxic. He wasn't physically toxic. He was more verbally toxic. He would threaten me. He would compare me to other people. He would talk a lot about his
Translation: he was honest with me. He was honest about his feelings, and I called them toxic and abusive. Yep. Why be honest when you could lie?
ex, which is, I mean, there is a fine line between what you should and what you shouldn't talk about. So he would talk a lot about that. He would compare me to them. And yeah, I've just had enough. Before I decided that, is this going to be the end of us? I caught him cheating on his computer one night and I was like, yep, we're done.
Translation: I broke into his computer. I hacked him somehow. And he was cheating because he was an attractive guy.
But before I
She didn't leave.
decided that, I wasn't feeling very great. And come to find out that I was pregnant. Yep, perfect timing. I know. It is what it is. I confessed him that I was pregnant, and I also confessed
She got pregnant on purpose. Translation:
to him that I saw a few things that I didn't want to see on his computer. He at first denied it, but we worked it out. I forgave him because I'm actually, if you guys don't know me, I'm actually a very forgiving person. For the first and second trimester
I knew she wouldn't leave. I knew it. 6 months later, she'll leave.
of my pregnancy
I
journey,
wonder if she was cheating on him while pregnant.
it was great. He was very supportive. And I was starting to think, okay, maybe he's changed. Maybe fatherhood will change him for the best. You know what I mean? Wrong. During the, you know what? Throughout our whole pregnancy was great. He would come to all of my ultrasound visits, all the doctor visits. He would be there and present.
So when things are going good, we have to ruin it. So how does she ruin it?
We would talk about how we're going to raise her, what we're going to name her. We were really excited. So then when I had the baby, okay, the first 2 months of her life was awesome. He would help with night shift, like bottle feeding, burping, keeping her entertained until she falls back asleep, whatnot, was great. I got some sleep during the nighttime. I also, mind you, I was also breastfeeding, so I had to be up a lot of the time to pump and feed her. But then during the third month of her life was when things started to change, and it was very noticeable. He would come home from work, be really tired, and then just sleep throughout the night. The first few nights of him coming home from work tired, I would understand and I would be like, it's fine. I'll do the night shift. It's fine. You know what I mean? But then I think he kind of got used to that and he just kept doing it. He kept saying, he kept giving excuses. And Diana as well wasn't really bonding with him for some reason. And I didn't.
It's her rationalizing leaving him. Oh, the kid doesn't like him anyway. Men don't like kids as much as we do, like babies. I think it's because men are pragmatic and they view them as useless. Men like kids once they can start doing stuff. I mean, this is just what I've seen, but I think men don't like babies as much as women do. But they're better at taking care of them. But women are more like, "Oh, cute."
Never knew why. I never knew why she was always so difficult when she was in his care. She would always cry. She would always fuss. She would never be able to calm down. Mind you, she's only 3 months. Like, anyways, then there was this one time where I broke down crying because at that time I didn't know I had postpartum depression, but broke down
Postpartum depression is just when women reproduce with a guy that they didn't really want to reproduce with, but they didn't know it until after they had the kid.
crying, and I just started. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was folding her clothes and she was crying on the bed. He was on the bed holding her and trying to calm her down. I was doing the laundry. I was unfolding her clothes and I was crying. And he was like, "What are you crying about?" And I said, "I'm crying because of many different things. Number one, I feel like I'm not bonding with her. Number two, I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm tired. Milk is just not coming out as much as I want it to. So we have to rely on formula. And I feel like a failure." And this man's response was, "Why are you talking like this? There are so many women out there that have 2, 3, if not more children than you and are living their best life and they're not complaining." And in my mind, I'm like, who? I've never heard of a mother.
Yeah, so he's saying, I just can't listen to these mothers rationalize this stuff. Back in 2023, I was put on a government watch list for speaking out about men's issues. The government spent who knows how much money trying to shut me up. And honestly, to some extent, it worked. I was demonetized on YouTube. I had 3 Instagram accounts deleted, 7 TikToks accounts wiped out, and I was forced to delete 3 years worth of work, videos, interviews, everything. The more honest I was, the harder I was punished. And eventually, I had to shut down my show, move back home, and completely start over. But I'm not giving up. This time, we're doing things differently. I've created my own app, a space where free speech actually means free speech. On this app, you'll not only get access to all my old content, but you'll also help shape our future documentaries and show topics. For just $10 a month, you're not only supporting me, you're supporting a movement, a network that refuses to be silenced. The link is in the description. Join us and be a part of something that fights back against censorship. Now, let's talk bigger picture. Why don't we have true free speech in America anymore? Welcome to the female economy, where women make 80% of consumer buying decisions. Have you ever wondered why women always seem to get their way? Well, here's the truth. Men tend to care about the free flow of ideas. Men can separate an idea from the person who said it. But women, on the other hand, have learned that they can control what gets said by controlling what gets funded. Platforms like YouTube have one goal: they want to make money. And if that means catering to the majority female audience, they will. That's why being a conservative creator today feels impossible. This isn't just about me, it's about the future of online speech. With the Audacity Network, me and my community will never have to worry about being silenced again. So now she's going to nitpick everything he says. She breaks up with him. Oh my God, why don't women get to the point?
That doesn't complain about how hard motherhood is. But I didn't say that because what does he know? You know what I mean? What do I know? I'm a new mom. What does he know? He's a new father. So I just kept crying, and I was like, that's not very nice of you to say that, and that didn't make me feel any better. And he was like, "Well, you need to stop complaining because you live in a big house. You live with your parents. Your parents are supporting you, and you shouldn't be complaining. There are women out there who are struggling way more than you are." And I was like, okay. So I stopped crying. And that's when I knew in my mind that we're no longer going to be together because of the way you just spoke to me. That was so disrespectful, and that was so.
Yeah, can you imagine? I have a whole kid. but you spoke to me wrong on a day and now I will ruin it. We're very spiteful. We're not very good at forgiving and letting things go.
out of line, and that was not nice, you know? So that was one reason. Actually, no, that's the second reason. You know, the first time he cheated and I forgave him and I should have never forgiven him.
Yeah, I
Second
should
time
never
is
let
this
it go.
part. Yeah. Third time,
We don't
okay?
we don't let things go.
Third time's a charm, guys. Third time. I had to go back to work after 3 months of
Any of you fellas got caught cheating and had a girl actually forgive you and never bring it up again? Seems like it can't happen.
maternity leave. Yes, 3 months of maternity leave is all you get here in this country. Then you have to go back to work. I know. I had to go back to work and I had to put my trust, my full trust in him. He did not do anything. He would hand the baby over to my mom and my cousin and my dad. They did 99.9% of the caring. And how I knew that he didn't do anything was I get a bunch of pictures from my cousin, my mom, my dad of Diana. Zero updates from him, girl. Zero. So then I would kind of test him sometimes and ask him, hey, how's everything going? And he'd be like, fine. She's crying. She's not sleeping. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing now right now?
Okay, so now she found up all these reasons and then she breaks up with him. All right, what's next?
Well, I was single up until Diana was almost a year old. And that's when I reunited with an old childhood friend. And it was great. Everything was awesome.
Yeah, she's friend zoned and now comes back with a kid.
Diana was so little at that time. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity because this is like our little family. And she has no memory of her father. And this could possibly be her new father that she can bond with and actually have an actual
Oh
father
wow.
daughter time, right?
Wow,
Wrong.
she's
At the time,
she said it.
he didn't live here. He lived in another country. So it was us talking back and forth, long distance. We dated long distance, and he decided to come here after a couple months of talking and propose to me, and we got engaged. We had a whole plan
There's always somebody that'll
to
do
get
it.
married in France because he's half French. Then COVID happened, and so we had to postpone that. We postponed it so far that we ended up being engaged for like 2 years, 3 years, and the wedding just never happened. Like my wedding dress is still in the closet collecting dust. And I want to sell her. I want to give her away. I don't even want to look at it anymore. So when COVID happened, I was like, okay, my life is going to be on pause right now because I want what's best for me and Diana. I want to move there to be with him because I felt like moving there at that time would be a good idea. So I patiently waited until COVID calmed the down. So when COVID calmed down, people started traveling, you know. He came here for a visit.
All right. Where does this end? Let me hear. You got engaged. Let me go a little forward.
You'd only have to work here for a couple years.
I think what I'm getting is she's too insufferable and she keeps driving these men away. That seems to be it.
Save money, and then we can find a house
What do you guys think her problem is? As men, put it in the comments. Is it BPD? Is it, like what's the issue here?
together abroad. You know what I mean? That never happened. He didn't want to come here. I was like, okay, well, you leave me with no option. What do we do? And that talk just continued and it never ended. This conversation just never ended. It's just back and forth. Where should we do? Where should we go? Blah, blah, blah. This whole conversation, I was engaged for like 2, 3 years, okay? And I'm not in a hurry to get married, but damn, I am in a hurry
Nope, she's pissed she's not getting married because he's second guessing it. He'd run down the aisle, but he's like, I proposed to a crazy woman.
to go live with you and start my own little family journey with you, right? Are we going to be doing long distance until I'm in a wheelchair? So We fought a lot about this. And I was like, okay, you're not making an effort to come here or to even help me find a place there. I ended this relationship and we got divorced. He came back here to sign the papers, and I am now officially single. And Diana is now 7 years old. I am now 33 years old. I have been single for 2, 3 years now, and I'm happy. Dude, I'm actually really, really happy.
I know it seems like they're not, but I actually believe her. If they can find money, women would prefer to be alone than with men. All of our actions say that we do not want to be with men, fortunately. And then she'll just get passed by the top guys. It'll still hit. She's still cute enough, they'll hit. I might still put her at like a 5.5. So attractive enough. Most men will do it.
Because I feel like I'm starting to gain my independence back. I always relied on people. I always relied on him, my exes, to make the decision. My life was on pause for so long because I was long distance for so long.
Oh my gosh, long distance is that is the worst.
And there was never a plan, a set.
Okay, well, she's cooked, yeah. I wish her well, though. Well, it'll be interesting to check back in. I think the last single mother I've reacted to, there was a little hope for. This one, I foresee dying alone. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like the video on your way out. Please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.